In this video today, we'll be looking at how to enhance details and sharpness inside of our image by using high-pass filter effect in Affinity. So before starting, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity. And if you want to follow along with this tutorial, please find the link for the images in the description. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So basically, there are two ways we can apply high-pass filter effect inside of our image. So the first way is a destructive method. So in order to apply a high pass filter effect to our image in a destructive way, first of all, let's select our image, then navigate to the top and select the pixel menu. Inside of the pixel menu, we have a filter option, and then from the filter option, we can navigate to the right and select the sharpen option. And within the sharpen option, we can select the option of high pass. And after selecting the option of high pass, it will apply the high pass filter within our actual image layer itself. So this is a destructive way of applying a high pass filter. However, the good practice is to use the non-destructive way of applying a high pass filter. So to add a high pass filter effect in a non-destructive way, let's navigate to the top and again select the pixel option. And from the pixel menu, we can navigate below and hover over new live filter layer option. And from the new live filter layer option, let's navigate to the right and select sharpen option. And within the sharpen option, you can see now we have a high pass option right here. So we can select the high pass option. And after selecting the high pass option, now you can see that it has added the high pass filter effect non-destructively to our image. And after applying the high pass filter effect, you can also see that a new live high pass settings box has also appeared beneath, where we can change this value of radius to introduce different frequency of our underlying image to bring back details to the image. Now let me navigate and then click on this uncollapse icon to view our high pass filter applied to our image. Now next, let's check our radius settings that is available inside of the live high pass box. So the different values of the radius represents different levels of frequency threshold that represents different details inside from our image. So for example, if we increase or set the value of radius to a minimum number, then it represents or bring back the details from the underlying image that has a higher frequency. So for example, if we set the value to somewhere at maybe, let's say 1 pixels or maybe at 1.9 pixels for now, then what it does is it will start to introduce all the details from our image from the highest frequency of our image. That is, it will start to introduce the details or lower wavelength from the underlying images. So a lower number or value of radius is best for introducing small details from our image. And now if we increase the radius value all the way to the right, you can see that in addition to the details of our underlying image, now it also has brought back the color tones as well as details from the flat areas of our image. So in order to get rid or negate the color tones, we can simply navigate below and select the monochrome option right here. And now you can see that it has negated the color tones. Now, in order to enhance details from this image, all we can do is navigate below and change the value of blend mode. So I'll select the option of linear light for this. And now you can see that when the radius value is higher, then there is a higher contrast inside of our image. So we want to bring the details back only to the edges as well as other small areas where there are a tiny level of details. So in order to do that, we can simply decrease the radius value down below like so. And you can now see that it is now retaining or bringing back tiny details from small areas like so. So I'll set the value to 1 pixel for now for the radius, so that the details could be introduced from the edges as well as other tiny areas. So in addition to blend mode, we can also use other blend modes such as soft light, hard light, as well as overlay in order to bring back those details. And the other areas where we can use the high pass filter is when retouching skin. So now in order to commit, I'll simply close the live high pass box. So this is the before and this is the after. You can see the difference, how we are being able to enhance small details and texture inside of our subject by using the high pass filter effect. Now, next, let's move on to our next document. So this is the image for our next document. So to enhance the details for this image, we'll again navigate to the top and select Pixel menu. Within the Pixel menu, since we want to apply a high pass filter effect non-destructively, we'll simply navigate below and select New Live Filter Layer. From within the new live filter layer, we'll simply navigate to the right and then select sharpen option and then select our high pass filter effect. So now after selecting the high pass filter effect, similar to before, let's adjust the value of radius. So if we want to bring the details back in very sensitive or minute areas within our image and enhance the details further in those areas, then we can simply set the value of the radius to a minimum. However, if we want to introduce a contrast throughout the image, then in those cases we can expand or increase the value of the radius all the way to the up. However, for this image, since there are a lot of texture details and gritty details, we'll simply decrease the radius value down and set the value to a minimum. So as you can see here, in a minimum value, you can see much of the details are starting to be visible with the visibility of higher frequency threshold. Now, since we only want to enhance the details, let's navigate below and also check the monochrome option in order to negate out with the seeping color tones. Now, for this type of image, since there are a lot of textured and gritty details, instead of using the linear light blend mode, this time we'll use the hard light blend mode. And now you can see that it has enhanced our images with a very drastic level of difference compared to how it was before. So I'll simply close the live high pass box for now and then uncollapse our background layer, and inside of it now you can see that we have the high pass layer that is non-destructively applied. So we can simply toggle the visibility icon to see the before and after. So let me again double click on it, or we can also control the blending option by simply navigating to the top and using this particular blending option from within the layers panel itself as well. So we can try out different other blending options as well. For example, we can try out the soft light blending option or overlay blending option as well. So I think for this, the overlay blending option also works best. So if you do not have a prior idea of what the overlay blending option does, then the simple concept of overlay blending option is it discards or eliminates everything that is 50% gray and retains other information or details that is not 50% gray, therefore resulting in a very higher contrast image. So if you look at this particular section of blend modes, these all section of the blend modes work in that same fundamental principle. So I'll simply set the blend mode to overlay, since I think overlay works best in this case, even though we can use hard light also in order to bring back those gritty texture from this image. So this is the before and this is the after. So this is how different blend mode works along with the high pass filter in different types of images. However, at the end of the day, it is up to image editors to apply the right blend mode to right images. So now I'll simply collapse our background image to hide the high pass filter effect. Now let's move on to our next document, which is image 3. Now for the image 3, instead of adding the high pass filter non-destructively within the image layer itself. This time we'll add the high pass filter to a new layer each time we apply the high pass filter. Now let's navigate to the top and select Affinity option right here. From the Affinity option, you'll see the settings option. Select settings. Inside of the settings option, you'll see a category called assistant. Select assistant, and from assistant category, you'll see an option called adding filter layers to selection. Simply change now the option to add filter as a new layer. This will allow us to add high pass filter layer as a new layer instead of adding or applying high pass filter effect in the layer itself. So let's close this settings box. Now, in order to apply a new high pass filter, we'll simply navigate to the top and select the pixel option or menu. And from the pixel menu, let's navigate below and hover over the new live filter layer and then select sharpen option. And from the sharpen option, we can select the high pass option again. However, this time you can notice that the high pass layer has been added as a new layer instead of applying within the same layer inside of the layers panel. So this is a different technique of applying the high pass effect. So for now, I'll simply close the live high pass box first and then toggle the visibility of the high pass layer effect by clicking on this particular eye icon. And after hiding the high pass layer effect, what I'll be using is I'll use the shortcut key of Z in order to select our zoom tool and then simply zoom in on this particular detail. And after zooming in on this particular detail of the feather, we'll simply navigate to the right and toggle the visibility of the high pass on and then simply click on the thumbnail of the high pass layer in order to bring the live high pass box or setting like so. And now what we'll be doing is we'll be simply increasing the radius value to introduce or bring back the high frequency details from our original background image. So let's increase the radius value. So I'll simply increase the radius value like so. And now you can see that from a minimum value of 0.2 pixel, the details of the feather is already starting to come out. And now the next thing that we'll also do is check the monochrome box since we only want to accentuate the details of the feather. And the next thing that we'll be doing is change the blend mode to soft light. So this time we change the blend mode to soft light because we want to bring back the details from the feather in a more subtle way. So after changing the blend mode to soft light, now let's add multiple other high pass layer instances. So in order to do that, we'll use the shortcut key of Command plus J in order to make the copy of the high pass. So for each of the copy of the high pass, we'll simply change our radius value to a subtle degree. So let's change the radius value to at 0.6 pixel for this. And again, let's add a new copy of the current high pass layer by using the same shortcut key of Command plus J. And by the way, if you are using a Windows machine, you can use the shortcut key of Control plus J in order to make the copy of the high pass layer. So for the new high pass layer, this time we'll increase the radius value a more, let's say to 1 pixel. And similarly, we can continue making more copies to add more finer details to our high pass. However, for this particular image, I'll stop until this. So in order to commit, I'll simply close the live high pass box. And now let's select every new high pass layer and then click on the toggle visibility icon in order to check out the before and after. And now you can see how well it has reintroduced the details back by using the high pass filter inside of the image. So this is how you can use the high pass filter inside of Affinity or other professional image editing tools in order to bring back details from your image. So now I'll fit our image to the screen by using the shortcut key of Command plus 0. And if you're using Windows, you can use the shortcut key of Control plus 0. So if you find this video helpful, please click on the like button. And for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video and see you on the next video.